Episode 529, No Laugh Track Podcast.
Yes.
Justin Severson right here, who gets to host each and every week here at Acme Comedy Company in Minneapolis. I am sitting across from someone, did I say episode 529? I'm sitting across from someone who hasn't been on the podcast since January of 2020.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Bengt Washburn.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
Very excited to be back.
Now, as we discussed just a few minutes ago, you have been here
Yes.
at Acme. You were back for the anniversary show.
Yeah.
Was that a year ago?
That's
So
about a
2
little
years
over
ago?
a little over a year ago.
Yeah. So you were back for that. But other than that, you haven't been back to do a headlining week.
No, we moved to Germany, and there was COVID going on, and the logistics of coming back and getting it done. I was supposed to be here last year, but to feature. 'Cause
Okay.
I wanted to work. I really wanted to feature.
Okay.
Right. But I got sick. Couldn't do it. So
All
I'm
bet-
back.
All better now. Back
All better.
on the road.
I feel pretty good. Who knows? I might be sick. Who knows?
I want to remind you of
Please.
something. The last time you were here,
Yeah.
we had talked about you had recently gone. You were living in Washington, as you just said.
Yeah, I
you-
was in DC. Yeah.
since you have moved to Germany,
Back
which
to
you have
Germany.
lived before.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Let's cover that first. How long did you previously live in Germany?
3 years.
3 years. And then from there, you had moved to
DC, and we were there for 8 years.
8 years.
And now we're back in Germany, and we've been there for 3.5 years now.
So now you're moving to
We're still. I don't know. We're still
3
in
years.
Germany.
Your 3 years are up.
I know, but we're gonna probably be there 5 years this time at least, if not 7.
Okay.
And then we'll come back to River Falls. We're thinking.
Oh,
Wisconsin,
she's
River
from
Falls.
Wisconsin.
She's from River Falls, Wisconsin. Yeah.
That's right.
So we'll be back just over the river there.
I live in Hudson now, Bent.
Oh, you do?
We
You'll
could
just
pr-
be neighbors.
We could practically be neighbors.
Oh yeah, we'll be like on this farm, just kind of outside between Hudson and River Falls.
Get out of here.
That's what we'll be.
Well, let's make plans for 4 or 5 years from now, and we'll meet at my favorite supper club in River
I'll
Falls.
put an alarm in my phone.
Please.
It'll go off in 5 years.
I can't wait. You've never lived in Wisconsin in the Midwest, have you?
Not really, but I've spent so much time there.
Sure.
You know, like weeks and weeks, if not months, worth
Okay.
of life there. So yeah, I guess I have.
You experienced enough that it didn't scare you away. That's good.
That's the weather. I don't know why I'm doing it. It's crazy.
So the last time you were here, you were still living in Washington. It's in D.C. and you had recently gone. I was giving you crap because I couldn't believe you had spent $1,700 on 2 World Series tickets.
I did.
To bring your son, who then barely paid attention to the game.
Yeah, he wasn't looking. Well, he was looking at his phone because the phone is more interesting than everything on earth.
Yeah.
Which I bring up in my show now, isn't it? It's fascinating. The phone is, it's like a window to everything, but only the fun parts. You know, I mean, you know what I mean? It gets the climax of all these. Phone's amazing. It's great.
Mhm.
I love the phone. I have become addicted to watching UFC because of my phone, I think.
Get out of here.
Just little clips of it. Don't you watch it? Do you not watch
UFC?
on the phone? I'll watch I don't pay for it. You don't?
Actually, as a matter of fact, I have figured out how to go on some of the apps when they have the. I don't really watch many clips, but if I'm home on a Saturday night and I overhear some of the hype that there's a big match going on, I have figured out how to go onto some of these apps and see when people are illegally streaming it.
Really?
Yeah, and then you can watch live. Like they're basically holding their phone up to their television.
Oh.
And-
And then they stream it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just watch it after on my phone. And
I've done that to watch some live UFC events.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
What a
you
cheap ass. What a cheap thief I am.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay for it. But anyway, yeah, phones are fascinating, and he sat and looked at his phone a lot during the World Series. But it's baseball too, so you know.
So now living in Germany, has that changed your? You're obviously a baseball fan.
Yeah,
Do you still have the connection living in Germany?
I have to wake up in the middle of the night and watch base. It's really hard to wake up at 2 a.m. and then watch a 3-hour 0-1 baseball
Well,
game.
with the new rules, they're only 2.5 hours.
That's true.
Instead of 3,
They've
so.
clipped off a half hour.
But
That's true, which is nice.
have you caught on to the biggest sport in Germany is obviously soccer?
Oh yeah,
right?
it's soccer,
Football.
foosball,
Yeah.
as they would say. No,
You're not. You
no,
haven't
I
caught
can't.
that
I'm
bug?
not gonna. I'm too old to learn that.
What
Do you
about just to watch?
I'll watch it a little, and it gets exciting. Everyone starts yelling, and it's just, I guess, one of the problems with watching soccer when you're as dumb as I am about it is you don't have the ability to anticipate a goal. Does that make sense? I think a person who's
Absolutely.
watched it can see the play building and they start getting excited.
Yes.
And so the score is a culmination of a, like, oh, wait, here it comes. And for me, it's just like, oh, hey, they scored. It's just like a little, I don't know what's happening.
Especially with a game like soccer where there is so little scoring. Yeah, the anticipation, the close calls might be the
That's-
most exciting part of a game.
And that's the fun of it, is
Many
knowing
times.
enough to see that this pass is going to lead to that one, and you can see the play developing. And I don't see any of that. I'm completely, they're just running around and saying, oh, they scored. Okay. So
Is there a team? You're in which city?
Stuttgart.
And that was where you lived before, previously,
Yeah,
correct?
we're just south of there in a little town, and there's a team there.
There is a team.
The Stuttgart has their own team, and it's in some. They have all these leagues.
The Stuttgart Warriors?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just know that soccer itself has different levels and
Oh, yeah.
leagues. It's
That's
like
confusing.
it is. It's as confusing as their government. I don't understand their government either. You know what I mean? How they choose I don't. I've tried to figure out how they vote and how it all works. I start to dig into it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna.
How does that work when you could never could you go through a process to become a voter in Germany?
Oh, be a citizen?
Yeah.
I don't think they would want me. Pretty sure at my age, like we need people on the cusp of retirement so they can leech off our. What would I bring to them as a human? They don't need anything I've got at all. I got nothing that I contribute. No one wants me.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So how is the I mean, I know you still do cruise ships. Correct?
Yeah, I've been doing lots of those, and it's yeah, it pays well and it's steady work, and they're very hard. Cruise ship shows, the ones I'm doing, are very hard. They're very limited in what you can say, and it's an older crowd, and they are tough. Sometimes it'll be a big theater that holds 1,200 people, and you're performing for 80 people, scattered out.
Yeah.
In their 80s, you know what I mean? So it can be tough. They're tough.
You get to know them.
You do. Sadly, they get to know you. It's not. They're not easy.
Have they picked up on like TikTok and how everybody's doing crowd work and now they're interrupting you?
Rarely.
Cruise ship shows.
They rarely do. They're quite. I think if they had more energy, they would. Usually it's the opposite way. They're like sleeping. I get a lot every show almost. There's someone sleeping on the front row of my shows.
And do you address that?
I used to, but everyone knows that some people will come to the front row and take a nap all the time. And I get it. I totally get it. If I was 80, the fact that they came to the show.
Sure.
Yeah, you sleeping on the front row, I would too.
I have to ask. I went on one cruise many years ago, and eventually the
the seasickness.
got to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the heavy drinking,
It didn't help.
did not help.
Was a lot of drinking on the one?
Oh yeah, it was also around St. Patrick's Day. I mean, there was a million excuses to drink a lot.
What
You know,
ship?
it's the open bars and the.
What ship line was it?
Caribbean,
But it was a little
something
younger.
of the seas, Prince.
It's
not
a
Princess of
big
the
one.
Seas. Yeah, huge.
Yeah, so those are more like party ships, and there's a lot. Mine's more like a retirement community.
A pontoon?
It's not. No, mine are not. They are super luxury.
Sure.
I'm serious. It's insane. Some of them I'm doing. They're 20,000, 25,000 a week that people are paying. These are high end, super luxury. That's a nice thing.
25,000 for their vacation.
For like 10 days. Yeah. No lie.
Wow.
And they are. So that's the upside is when I go to, the food is amazing. Amazing food. My cabin is amazing. I've been in cabins on a cruise ship where I had a shower and a tub and a double vanity and a couch. It's really crazy. So that's the upside. But the downside is then they're your audience too, and they're a little picky when they spend that much.
What cities have you visited recently?
Really cool places all through the Scandinavian area and the Baltic, like Tallinn, Estonia.
Oh wow.
Everyone go there. It's a cool place if you get the chance.
Is that where I saw you did the Game of Thrones tour?
No, that was Dubrovnik.
And where's that?
That is in Croatia.
Okay.
And Dubrovnik is gorgeous, but packed full of people. It's so crowded.
Tourists.
Yeah, Croatia. If you go, I recommend Split, and you go there, and then it's less crowded. You can maybe visit Dubrovnik. You don't want to stay there; it's too crowded.
The one of the most recent episodes of The Amazing Race, my wife and I watched.
Oh, we watch it all the time.
They were in Croatia. Just earlier this season.
Yeah, did they go to Dubrovnik?
I don't remember, but it's what they were around is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it's
like
beautiful.
It has everything, right?
It is beautiful.
Mountains
it has
and,
ocean and mountains and beautiful old cities.
Looks amazing.
Yeah, I like those cities. I like cities with the cobblestones, like
hell yeah,
and the narrow alleys and everything's 1500s. I wouldn't want to live there. I don't think.
I have another question about Germany. Are things expensive right now?
Yeah, everything went up in price.
Really?
The same inflation and kicked in there.
Okay.
Like things went up. Yeah. I think that's worldwide, that inflation, probably because of COVID. I don't know what causes that. I'm a comic.
We're not smart enough to know anything about that.
I don't know that at all.
We're not smart enough about that at all. So, I listened back to, like I always do, I listened back to that last episode that we did back in 2020.
Yep.
And it's very interesting because a lot of times now I bring up AI on the podcast.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You and I had a short conversation about it.
We did before?
Yes, not about like Chat GPT because it didn't exist just almost 4 years ago. At least not that you and I knew about, I don't think.
Yeah.
But we were talking about, I brought a headline with and I said AI, I said, what do you think about this? AI won't affect the arts like comedy, but could affect a lot of other things. And then you said, I think it actually could write a hacky 15-minute set.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think it could. It could. Definitely very hacky.
And the interesting
minutes.
thing is I then started, our conversation then led to, and again, this is just almost 4 years ago, not that long ago. And my only example I knew of asking a computer to write a joke was asking Alexa to do a knock-knock joke, or like Siri or whatever to do some lame street joke. But obviously now, I mean, you can go to Chat GPT and just throw in a couple, ask, you could just
how did it go?
Anything, and it'll write real jokes. They might not be good, but it will write full jokes that are pulled out of thin air.
It's strange. I can't see. Well, I don't understand how it'll work. If it can do that, can chat? Because they're type. I guess it pulls off of existing stand-up comedy.
Oh
right?
yeah, and there's a whole thing I saw earlier this year about some program had they fed it books. Like
to me that's kind of
Silverman's
stealing.
Yeah,
it really feels like we're just developing. No, you're stealing creative work to develop a.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it seems like a form of plagiarism, but
I think so too. Yeah. In a slight way. Yeah. So I asked just to see what it would say.
Oh, okay. You got some
Chat GPT. I said, write me, because just based on the conversation you and I had years ago, I said, write me 15 minutes of stand-up comedy about growing up Mormon in Utah.
No way. Okay, let's hear what it said. This is good.
Which is your story.
I used to do this material. I still do a little of this on the ships. Yeah. Let's hear it. Yeah, let's go.
Love it. Okay, so I'm just gonna. So that was my prompt. Write me 15 minutes of stand-up comedy about growing up Mormon in Utah. Its reply was, I can certainly provide you with a brief comedic snippet, but a full 15-minute stand-up routine is quite extensive. Here's a taste. But even just like the way it tells you that. Here's a taste.
Snippet, and here's a taste.
Here's a taste. Are you ready?
Yeah,
here?
I kind of want to punch it right now. Don't you? A little just snippet and taste.
I know, aren't you?
Dick.
Here's
You're
a
computer, you dick.
I know.
You're not a person. Okay.
Oh, I could do this for you. Here's a snippet. Hey, everybody. So I grew up in Utah as a Mormon. You're in Utah when your neighbor's Wi-Fi password is LDS123.
Yeah, that's
no humor there.
Horrible.
Thank you. I tried connecting to it once, and suddenly I was subscribed to a newsletter about the history of Jell-O salads. Explain to me why I would even make that reference.
Okay, that's interesting that it knows about, in Utah, Jell-O salad is a very popular dessert.
Okay.
So it plugged into the stereotypical Mormon dessert. Okay.
So it pulled that out.
Good.
Okay. You can't escape the influence of the church. Even the seagulls in Utah are more righteous.
Oh, my Yeah,
I
this
once saw a
is-
seagull stealing a bag of chips from someone, and it left a pamphlet about repentance in its place. It's actually not bad.
No, it's horrible. That is. This is. Yeah, we're not in danger of anything. This is so bad.
Yeah. Sunday church services were like a marathon. 3 hours of sitting on uncomfortable pews trying not to fall asleep. They should give out medals for endurance. Congratulations, you made it through sacrament meeting without checking your watch more than 5 times.
This is all. Now, do you know why it brought up seagulls?
No.
That's the state bird.
Oh, okay.
And it's the state bird because there's a Mormon miracle that occurred in the 1800s where they had a plague of locusts that would come through eating the crops, and they were so worried about it. And then seagulls, God sent a bunch of seagulls that came in and ate all the crickets. So that's why it's bringing up seagulls.
Okay.
Just so it's tapped into all this stuff. Church is boring. Got it. Check.
Growing up, dating was a unique experience. It wasn't just about finding common interests. It was about finding someone who could keep up with your hymn-singing speed. I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and if you can sing that without taking a breath, you're marriage material.
Yeah, man.
Is that a connection to
I
anything?
who's what Mormon comics are they feeding into? Am I that bad?
No,
Are they? Am I this shitty? That surely I'm not this shitty.
Right
What-
at the end here, it says, this is no connection to Bengt Washburn. No.
Oh, thank you. That's crazy.
No, it should say that, yeah.
That's so bad.
I agree.
Okay, well, and comforting then. Good.
I'll give you a few more here. Utah drivers are a special breed. Turn signals were like a foreign concept.
Oh, now this is groundbreaking. This is great.
Blinkers were reserved for emergencies, like when you saw a friend at the grocery store and wanted to say hi. Oh, there's Brother Johnson. Blinks frantically. Nope.
This is really seriously like this is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is really shitty.
Now, don't get me wrong, Bent. Growing up Mormon in Utah had its quirks, but it also taught me valuable lessons like how to make funeral potatoes. Because nothing says, I'm sorry for your loss, like a casserole topped with cheese and cornflakes.
Yeah, this is just garbage. I was waiting for it to do something, but it didn't do nothing.
Terrible.
So we were right
Yep.
4 years ago.
Mhm.
There's no danger yet.
No, I don't think so.
It's so strange. I just wonder who they've plugged in there. Right? They have to source.
It's interesting that it gets like it knows the concept of a joke.
Yeah, blah 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 blah.
But
Blah blah.
yeah.
And
But-
I think what I just did is better. I think. Don't you think? Blah 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 blah. I thought that was way better.
I would have trouble reading that and reciting it.
No, you could recite it.
yeah.
Close. Well, it'd be like, it wouldn't be verbatim,
Fair.
but you could paraphrase what I just did.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, what a.
What do you miss about the United States living in Germany, Bent? Anything?
Yeah. I like what do I like here? Mexican food. I like the food that we have in America that comes from Mexico, and I miss it. Or that
You haven't found a Mexican restaurant in?
No, there's still haven't found one. They can't do it. They don't like it. A lot of Germans I meet don't like cilantro. I guess that's true of Americans too.
My wife hates it. I have no problem with it.
She hates cilantro.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because Taylor Swift doesn't? I wasn't supposed to bring up Taylor, but I had to because you told me not to, so I am.
Very funny.
Yeah, but Germans don't. Yeah, they don't. So I miss that, and I miss being able to talk. I mean, for a while, it's nice not being able to talk to people. True, because you can't understand how awful they are. You have no idea. But after a while, I miss being fluent.
It was nice to have it. Yeah, I got to experience that during the heat of COVID, wearing a mask everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Right? And it was
Yeah.
like we just left each other alone at the grocery store and kept our space, and
it was kind of nice.
it wasn't so bad.
You could
Be a
mouth
little-
horrible things at people. They
Oh,
didn't know.
Constantly.
Did you do that too?
Yes.
I got in a habit of telling people to off under my mask.
Absolutely.
I had to rein that back after the masks were gone. Yeah, when you can't understand all these interactions, sometimes it's nice. It's like easy to just tune it out.
Mm-hmm.
But then I start needing and wanting to connect.
Sure.
And so I really do miss that. I miss the just being able to talk. Just talk.
If I was gonna tell you like, hey, I'm gonna come visit your town, Stuttgart, what would I do for fun?
In Stuttgart, there's a couple of good museums, and Stuttgart is. You'd probably go somewhere else.
Probably go
A lot of
somewhere
the big
else.
cities in World War II got leveled. So to me, the interesting thing about Europe, the thing I like the most, are these beautiful old walkable cities. They're gorgeous to experience the ambiance of those cities.
Oh, sure.
And the ones that were bombed aren't as beautiful.
I imagine not.
Yeah, they're nice. They're just not.
I imagine.
So you would drive to we take people to Strasbourg, which is on the border,
Okay.
and it has this beautiful old cathedral and a really old Altstadt, they call it, where all the buildings are like from the 1600s, and the newest is 1700s, and they're preserved and beautiful, and there's just so much.
New construction from the 1700s.
Yeah, new construction from the 1500s even.
Love it.
So it's really beautiful.
Love it. As I was looking through some stuff today about Germany, I saw a story about a raw pork sandwich that's popular in Berlin.
Really?
And it was the story said it's not as dangerous to eat as you think. Do you know anything about this?
I don't eat any raw pork sandwich.
Have you even seen that offered somewhere?
I
in
haven't.
Germany?
Not down south. That's got to be a Berlin thing.
It's absolutely Berlin.
Huh.
So
No.
how far is Berlin from where you are? I don't know.
6-hour drive.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's about a 6-hour drive
Oh,
on the
that's pretty
Autobahn too. So there's times where you can go like 100 and well, my car only goes 117 miles an hour. My Corolla. That's as fast as I've taken it. I drive a Corolla. I got a Corolla stick, 6-speed, sport edition Corolla. I'm just.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if that's what do they say now? A flex? Is that what people? Am I saying it right? A
I believe
flex.
so. Yeah.
Is that flexing? To
You're
say
really
you've got a
yep.
6-speed Corolla, or is that the opposite, probably, of flexing?
117. My Nissan Rogue's gonna start shaking if I try to get going that fast.
Oh, that Corolla is smooth.
Yeah.
It has a what do you call it? A limiter on it. It could go faster. It's a stick. It's the 6-speed.
Come on.
Yeah, it's a nice little. Yeah, so that's 6 hours to Berlin anyway.
And you have a son, daughter and son, right?
A son there. I
How
have
old
a
is-
daughter who's 30 in Vermont, and
that's
2
right.
grandkids, and then I have my 18-year-old son and my 13-year-old daughter.
So is the 18-year-old driving fast in Germany already?
No, we're gonna have him learn this year.
In
He's gonna
Germany.
learn in Germany because you really learn how to drive there. In America, I'm discovering we're pretty wide open on cars. It's pretty kind of crazy when I come home what people do around here
Sure.
driving. It's
Uh-huh.
insane. But the roads are wide. You have room here in America. Germany, it's just they're so narrow. The streets are so narrow that you have to pay attention. They'll be winding. A lot of times on the Autobahn, there's no emergency lane.
Oh, sure.
It's just if you leave the road, it is an emergency. It's like you're in trouble. So you have to really pay attention, and they have a culture of driving that's very the social contract of driving is very detailed. People follow it. There's zippering. They zipper over there. It's amazing. That part's beautiful. Yeah.
I congratulate them for doing
Yeah.
zippering.
I miss that when I come back here.
I bet.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that could lead to some serious road rage. Did you have another dry bar special since we last spoke here? You have 2 now?
I do have 2.
Okay.
The second one was fun. Yeah, I did another one. I think I hadn't done it in 2020. I think I did it in 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a dry bar out there that's relatively new.
It's relatively new, no swearing at all.
Okay.
And it went well. It was like 20-something minutes. I don't know. I forget.
I know because I listened to some of it. There's a album version out there.
Yeah, and I did not know there was an album version of that. So I recorded a new album using some of that material and some old and new. Then I went to Lisa, like, oh, they're already doing the audio of that. So if you listen, if you're trying to look me up, there's a couple different versions of the same jokes out there. Whatever.
A friend of mine messaged me last night and goes, "Hey, do you know why Sticks Restaurant here at Acme is called Sticks Restaurant?" And I don't know why. Do you know why?
Is it chopsticks?
I have no idea. I'm going to tell him chopsticks.
Tell Matt, just make something up. Who
You're saying because
knows?
the owner's Chinese?
Yeah,
that it-
Lewis would say chopsticks. Yeah. Well, that's probably bad, huh? It's racist.
No, I think
Yeah.
not at all. Not
I
at
don't
all.
know. I don't know why it's called.
I don't either. I need to find out and tell my buddy. I don't know.
Ask Lewis. Well, ask him. Why is it? What's his sticks? Yeah.
Sticks and stones.
Yeah.
So I got one more thing besides that important thing that we don't have the answer for.
We can make one up.
I had just so you are on TikTok,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
You don't use it much.
Not. Well, I watch all sorts of stupid videos on it for hours, but yeah, I don't.
You do. Well, if you do, what's in your what's coming through your feed that you're willing to share?
Well, lots of these UFC fighters,
Sure.
and then lots of animals like lions eating and killing stuff. I don't know why I watch that, but apparently I'm drawn to this kind of stuff.
When
And then
a video
buskers.
comes up and it's an animal attacking another one, I assume you're cheering for the attacker and not the.
I don't know. I'm just watching. It's like the UFC thing. I think the thing with the UFC is that it's too. This is what got me hooked. I watched an interview of one of the UFC fighters, and he was a jerk. And I thought, I want this guy to lose. And they switched to the other guy, and he was a jerk. I thought, man, I want him to lose. And then I tuned in, and they're both punching each other in the face, and it just felt so right. You know, it's like two horrible guys who deserve to get punched in the face, locked in a cage. True?
They ought to be using this in promotions.
Yeah, it's like it's like
Dana White, hello.
This is like the best of capitalism.
Yeah.
Like if finally things turned out as they should. The two assholes that need to be punched in the face are doing it to each other. It's perfect. I don't know. And the animals the same. I'm not cheering. So animals, fighters, and what else? That red panda eating grapes that I bring up. I love watching that. It just makes you feel good. And singing. For some reason, I like to watch different songwriters and buskers, and
Interesting.
that's really mostly it. Every once in a while, women try to sneak in there, but I just like
What the? How does? No.
Because I have a penis, and they come in, and somehow they know this. It's weird that the algorithm knows about my dick.
Sure, not about ever looking at something else like that. Just
No,
about
it just knows that it's there.
it just knows about
It's
your
not that I
apparatus.
ever look. Yeah. But really, that doesn't dominate it. It's the animals. It also knows I'm old, I guess. So
At one point, my feed was a lot of ladies, and I will admit that. And then I don't know, I didn't like intentionally make that not happen, but it doesn't really happen anymore. And I'm a lot of people playing video games, opening packs of like baseball cards.
What?
Yes,
Oh, that's sad.
it
That's
is.
sick.
Yeah,
Does your wife know about
that I'm watching people open packs
baseball
of cards,
cards?
football cards,
Oh,
jerseys, helmets. It's. She shouldn't know about that. It's pretty embarrassing.
It's gross.
I have a feeling you can't explain this to me, but I'm going to ask anyway because this is so strange. So I went on TikTok
Yeah.
and searched Bengt Washburn, your name,
Uh-oh.
BENGT space
Washburn.
WASHBURN.
That's me. It is what came up.
Nothing except you're not alone. If you or someone you know is having a hard time, help is always available. And then with a phone number for the suicide and crisis lifeline or a crisis text line. I just did it again now. 10 minutes ago, I did
So
the
that's
search.
when you search my name,
Your full name.
a suicide hotline comes up.
Even if I go to videos, if I go to top on Bengt Washburn, it's that. I click on videos, same thing. Users,
Well,
same
this could explain what-
thing. But check this out. If I then erase Washburn and just search Bengt,
What comes up?
you.
So if you add Washburn, it's like, don't kill yourself. Don't do it. That's really weird. I wonder what's going on. Maybe someone can help us. Is someone sabotaging me? How's that work?
Malcolm, have you ever heard of anything like this? I'm not making. Isn't this strange? I'm not making it up. It's so weird.
That's kind of cool.
Like literally, you then search Bengt in the top or videos
And then I come
or
up.
whatever. It's your account that, as it turns out, I already followed.
oh,
yeah.
that's wild. But if you
Uh-huh.
do Bengt Washburn, you're not alone. Don't do it. Don't jump.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I cannot
Something-
I have been watching snuff films. A lot of those. So that I haven't. Someone's going to call in. I haven't. So
So something like this something kind of similar to this happened to me a few years ago, where I posted about there's that podcast show called Kill Tony.
I
That's
don't
in
know
Austin.
that. Okay.
Tony Hinchcliffe is a comedian.
And he's in Austin. Okay.
Yeah, he does a show called Kill Tony. I posted about that on Instagram, what did I do? I just searched it. Anyway, I got those messages. Same thing. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please. And I'm like, I'm not. Just because I did Kill Tony, like it's the name of a show. I'm not.
But at least Kill's in there. But
Yeah,
mine,
so it's exactly. But this is
Bengt
Bengt Washburn, not Kill Bengt Washburn.
Bengt Washburn, don't do it. It's not that bad. You don't want to see this stuff. That's really don't watch these videos.
It's your final warning.
There's a better way. If you're depressed, this isn't. We got a better solution than watching that guy. That's so funny. Oh man. Okay, I should. I'm gonna try it later when I'm online.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you found that for me.
Maybe if I have some time later, I'll search other comedians' names and see if that comes.
And
up
that's
for
a
them
product
as
of
well.
algorithms, right? That's more AI.
I
doing
mean, I
its
have no
thing.
idea. I can't think of an explanation of why that happens.
Huh.
I really can't.
I can't either.
It's
I
very
have honestly,
strange.
I have not been watching or scrolling any of that kind of stuff at all.
And it's not like there's another Bent that's like connected to. I mean, I don't know, Bengt Washburn at least.
No.
Who knows?
Oh well.
Did you bring any merch or anything to the shows in Minneapolis this week?
I didn't.
CDs,
I
the old download cards or anything like that?
I brought
T-shirt?
no merch.
Nothing.
I just like CDs now. People just get audio stuff either for free or they stream it.
Sure.
And T-shirts. I'm not going to travel with T-shirts
From Germany. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
not
and
happening.
then I have some coasters. There's some souvenir coasters that I give away, but I didn't bring them.
but you won't get your hands
Yeah.
on those this week.
No. It's a grammar joke and no one gets it. It really is. It says your spelled YOU''RE. So you are, but it's your mistakes don't define you. That's all it says. So it's a grammar joke. And over, your is wrong. I'm like, I know, it's a joke. And so I'm so tired of explaining it. And I've got 500 of them now. So I got to. Yeah, I have no merch. Nothing.
Just the I know it's wrong.
Yeah, that's it. I know.
Coaster.
It's funny. It's supposed to be funny. I don't know what to do about it. Oh, well. AI could have done better, probably.
Yeah, next round of merch you're thinking about doing, you hit up AI.
Definitely. They're going to write my next hour. That'll be
Absolutely
awesome.
nail it. All right, I think that's it. So, and anything
Sweet.
else we should be? Oh, here's one of the things. Yeah, I want to start finishing the podcast with this question. Anything interesting you're watching these days? Reading, listening to?
Yeah, I'm reading, what's the one? Empire of Pain, about the Sacklers, the family that OxyContin, that brought us OxyContin.
Okay.
And they are horrible, horrible humans. They're awful, arrogant, bad people. That's what I'm at almost the end of the book, and I doubt in the next 30 pages anything will happen that will redeem them. They are awful humans. It is insane. So I recommend that book. Yeah, Empire of Pain.
Interesting.
About the Sackler family and OxyContin and the history of it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Never would have got that out of you.
It's a good book.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Bent.
Sure. No, it's good to be here. Thank you. I'm sorry I had to. Did they know I stopped to pee, or did you edit that out with the magic? And we didn't get to talk about Taylor Swift. I wanted to.
You come back next year, and if Tay and Trav are still together,
She'll be president. Come on, it'll be the first couple.
We'll be.
Yeah.
That's how you'll be getting paid with Taylor Swift tokens or something.
Money. She'll
Yeah.
be on the money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.